Chapter 1, Chemical Reactions and Equations. You know what happened when a magnesium ribbon on burning? Magnesium ribbon on burning gives a white color substance, that is magnesium oxide, which is a chemical reaction. Here, reactants are magnesium and oxygen. So let's see that equation. Magnesium having symbol Mg plus react with oxygen O2 gives magnesium oxide MgO. Here, these are the reactants and this is the product form. This is a chemical reaction. Some chemical reactions are having chemical change. You can see a chemical change taken place here. Magnesium is a metal. When a metal on burning that means magnesium on react with oxygen gives magnesium oxide. This is a white colored powder. We get a new product while reacting it together. This is a chemical reaction. And like this, so many reactions are there. Acid react with base, a metal react with acid. These all are chemical reactions. The following observation help us to determine whether the chemical reaction has taken place. For the first one, change in state. State may change after chemical reaction taken place. And next one, change in color. Color may change. Evolution of a gas. And during a reaction with acid and metal, a gas is evolved. That gas is hydrogen gas. Chemical change in temperature. Some reactions are exothermic and some are endothermic. So these all are changes. These all changes can be seen whether a chemical reaction taken place. Next, how will you write a chemical equation and how will you balance it? Let us see one example. Here, hydrogen react with chlorine gives hydrogen chloride. You know, hydrogen exists as H2. That means H2, this is hydrogen. When react with chlorine, gives hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride possesses hydrogen and chlorine. You know, the valency of hydrogen is 1 and the chlorine is also having 1. By crossing, we'll get HCl. But here, in this equation is not balanced. In this equation, you can see in the reactant side, 2 atoms of hydrogen is there. But here, there is only 1 hydrogen. So, you can take 2 molecules of HCl. By putting 2 here, now this hydrogen becomes 2. Here, 2 hydrogen atoms are here and here also 2 hydrogen atoms. This is balanced. But in the case of chlorine, here chlorine also possesses 2 numbers. Here, now it is balanced. Here also, chlorine is 2 in number. So, hence the equation is balanced. Let us see another example. Reaction of hydrogen and oxygen to form water. Hydrogen exists as H2. Some elements are existed as diatomic form. Diatomic form means it exists as 2. For example, hydrogen, H2, chlorine, Cl2, oxygen, O2, nitrogen, N2, and all other halogen atoms, fluorine, bromine, iodine exist as diatomic. When hydrogen react with, whenever we are writing an equation, you have to write H2 as its symbol. H2 when react with oxygen, O2 gives water. You know, formula of water is H2O. H2O. So, let us see how we are going to balance this equation. Hydrogen, there is 2 hydrogen atoms. Here also 2 hydrogen atoms are there. Here 2 oxygen, but in the product side there is only 1 hydrogen. So, what we have to do? We can take 2 molecules of, put 2 here. By putting 2 here, now oxygen get balanced. Here 2 oxygen atoms are here. Here also 2 oxygen atoms. But in the case of hydrogen, here only 2 hydrogen atoms, but here 4 hydrogen atoms are there. So we have to put 2 again here. Thus, this equation is balanced. You can see here 4 atoms of hydrogen. Here also 4 atoms of hydrogen. Here 2 atoms of oxygen and here also 2 atoms of oxygen. This is how balancing taken place. Let's see a statement. Solutions of barium chloride and sodium sulfate in water react to give insoluble barium sulfate and sodium chloride. This is a statement. How will you write the equation? Balanced equation. First of all, write down the skeletal equation. That is barium chloride. Barium chloride, you know, the symbol of barium is Ba and chloride is Cl. Barium has valency 2 and chlorine 1. By crossing, we will get BaCl2. Barium chloride react with sodium sulfite. Sodium sulfate having formula sodium Na2SO4. This is sodium sulfate. Sulfate possesses oxidation state, valence oxidation state 2, and sodium possesses 1. By crossing, we will get Na2SO4. Gives, both of them are in liquid form, aqueous. Write down AQ in the bracket. AQ. Then after reacting, we'll get two products, one barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Barium sulfate having formula BaSO4. Barium sulfate. Barium possesses valency 2 and sulfate also possesses valency 2. We'll get barium sulfate plus sodium chloride, NaCl. NaCl is sodium chloride. Both of them. Here we are getting an insoluble barium chloride. That means insoluble barium sulfate. That means barium sulfate is in solid form. So at the bracket you can write yes. So this is also in the liquid form, aqueous. Here barium chloride when reacted with the sodium sulfate gives barium sulfate and sodium chloride. This is the skeletal equation. Then how will you balance this? You can see barium, there is only one barium atom. In the reactant side, the product side also, there is only one barium atom. Here chlorine 2 numbers are there, but here there is only one chlorine. So put 2 here, thus that chlorine becomes 2. Then here sodium, two atoms of sodium here also, now it becomes 2, and sulfate SO4 1. So hence this equation is balanced. This is how we are writing a chemical equation, balanced chemical equation. Next is about the different types of chemical reaction. The first one is combination reaction. Second, decomposition reaction, then displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation and reduction. These all are the different types of chemical reaction. Let us study first combination reaction. Combination reaction. What do you mean by combination reaction? Let us see one example. Hydrogen H2 when react with oxygen will get water. This is a combination reaction. Here you can see two reactants combined together to form a product. This type of reaction is called combination reaction. Calcium oxide, that is quicklime, when reacted with water gives calcium hydroxide. This is called a slaked lime and or lime water. Here calcium oxide, by adding water to calcium oxide is a main ingredient used for whitewashing. It is a chemical used for whitewashing. While adding water to calcium oxide, we'll get calcium hydroxide. Calcium, it is a highly exothermic. You can see heat energy gets evolved during this reaction. This is highly exothermic. That means heat is evolved along with this calcium hydroxide. One energy in the form of heat. So this reaction is also called exothermic reaction. So most of the combination reactions are exothermic. During all combination reaction, any type of energy may escape in the form of heat or light or anything. Here calcium oxide and water react together to form calcium hydroxide, which is a combination reaction. Once more we can say what reactants combine together to form products. Here two or more reactants while combined together to form products called combination reaction. It is highly exothermic in nature. Then the second one is decomposition reaction. Second reaction, decomposition. What do you mean by decomposition reaction? A single reactant decomposed to form two or more products. This type of reaction is called decomposition reaction. Here, in the case of combination reaction, energy gets evolved, but here energy is needed for decomposition reaction. There are different types of decomposition reaction: thermal decomposition reaction, photolysis, photodecomposition reaction, electrolysis, etc. Let us study first thermal decomposition. You know, calcium carbonate, CaCO3 is calcium carbonate. On heating calcium carbonate, what happened? we get calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. CaO and CO2. Here actually decomposition of calcium carbonate taken place, but only in the presence of temperature. So this type of decomposition is called thermal decomposition reaction. This is thermal decomposition. Thermal means heat. Thermal decomposition reaction. Actually, you can see this is the decomposition reaction is the opposite of combination reaction. You can see heat energy is used up here, but here heat energy is evolved. So this is called endothermic reaction. Well, this reaction taken place only in the presence of heat. So this type of reaction is endothermic, and this is exothermic reaction. Then this decomposition of calcium carbonate to calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is a thermal decomposition reaction. Then the another one, water. On applying electricity, what happened? On applying electricity to water, it get decomposed into hydrogen and oxygen, H2 and oxygen. Here electricity is needed, energy here in the form of electricity. So what happened? While applying electricity to water, it decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen. This type of reaction is called electrolysis.